I was sitting here because the title of our live today is "Elephant in the Room." Okay, so I'm sitting here deliberating on which topic I want to talk about today. Okay.
Oh, I'm prepared. I'm prepared. I am fortified and prepared.
Yes, yes. So, do you hear any static or background noise? I'm picking up some distortion.
Oh, I do not. I don't know. Maybe we can ask. Oh, somebody's saying audio buzzing. Let
Yeah.
me mute myself and see if it's me.
Okay. And I'm gonna turn my phone off just in case. Whoever said that, thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we'll see. I tried to join from my laptop because you can,
Right, right.
but evidently I can't. So I am on my phone and I'm holding it. So
Oh wow. Sorry about that.
do not be sorry. Do not be sorry. I have skills. That's okay. That's okay.
Hey, that's a wonderful thing. So I'm gonna start off by introducing myself. For those who don't know me, Margaret Williams, the editor of the Empowered Leader publication. I am a retired Army civilian with 39 years of experience. Um, I am a certified um, executive leadership coach. Um, I am also an industrial and organizational psychologist. And here we are. And please, Kyra, I am so honored to have you here today. Please introduce yourself and let us know what brought you to Substack and your publication.
Well, thank you. First, I want to say thank you. Thank you for having me on. You're someone I found early on Substack. I have not been here even a year. Something about your energy, your openness, honesty, and authenticity drew me to you. So I felt like we had to be friends, and now we are. So I appreciate you having me on.
Thank
Uh,
you so much.
you are welcome. And I'm sorry, my camera is going to move just a little. I'm Kyra Faison-Gardner. My publication or community here on Substack is Women at the Edge of the Woods. It was I changed the name about 4 months ago to better reflect the focus of my work here. Um, I am a dual certified transformational life and retirement coach, as well as an intuitive mentor. And I have about 25 years in the professional corporate world as the founder of a commercial interiors company. I still do that work. It's a family business. I love it. But this work here, the counseling, the mentoring, is my heart work. I love sharing it with people. So it's a pleasure to talk about it. I'm a dog mom. I'm an author. I am a spiritual feminist, a ritualist, a ceremonialist. It's like a robe behind me of things that I'm bringing forward. So again, I'm just so happy to be here with you.
And I am too, because I have been really struggling to figure out what I'm going to do in Substack now that I have passed the 1 year mark.
Mm,
Okay. And you and I have been in conversation about my struggles.
hmm.
Okay. And so um trying to figure out, okay, do one thing. Do I monetize or do I not monetize? I'm still hearing feedback. I'm sorry. Maybe
Oh,
it's me.
yeah, I'm not hearing it. I'm not sure. You know, if anyone else is hearing it, you can definitely let us know in the chat. I'm not hearing it though. It could be your earbuds.
It could be. If you guys hear it, let me know. I will remove them, and I have another pair. Okay.
Hmm.
So that's where we are. So I grew up in the Baptist church. Okay, and so the reason I decided to work for the government is because it allowed me to do things that I never did before, and escape first of all to safety, and then to the government being one of the largest employers in the world. I said if I work for the government, then I would have job security
Hmm.
because within the government, I was able to move wherever I wanted, stateside or nationally.
Let's try that.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay.
I can.
I'm still hearing feedback, but anyway, so uh, I moved 8 times in that time frame.
Wow.
Okay, so each had to start over,
Mhm.
basically. Okay, and that in itself was very um, challenging. Let's say because every time you start over, you have a new initiation each place you go. Okay, so and then you have to be able to read people. Okay, to see who you can actually trust, and usually it's not many.
Yeah, discernment, discernment.
Yeah. So my discernment and my awareness and my intuition was very high because my life depended on it, especially when I was a child. I had to be able to know when to stay quiet, when to speak, and when to hide, okay? And when to come out, which is not really a whole lot. So, being bullied in school, and then coming home and being abused. And then, I'm like, okay, well, there's got to be something better for me, right? So then I go work for the government. Most of the times it was really good, because we realize sometimes that we can stay in places too long.
Hmm.
Okay.
Great point.
Uh, and we have to recognize that is it worth it? Each day you come home, is it worth it to go back? You know, I'm okay. I'm gonna take this a little bit longer. Okay, see if I can just hold out a little longer until you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Until you stop. You want to stop being people's punching bag. So it's like okay, fine. So now here I'm at Substack, and I got off base because we was talking about something else. Anyways, what were we talking about? I was talking about monetization of the of
Yes,
the. Okay, I got off back
that's
off
all right.
base. Okay, so to monetize or not to monetize. Okay. So I started off, I met Veronica, and she said, okay, well, when you first start off your publication, turn it on, turn the paywall, turn it on anyway, until you figure out what you wanted to do. So I did that. And all the time I've been figuring out what the heck am I supposed to be doing here? Okay. I still ask myself that every day. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know who my paid subscribers are. Okay, because this stuff is so intimidating and I feel so overwhelmed,
Hmm.
okay, to even have to deal with it at all because I'm like, who's gonna pay me? Okay.
Yeah.
Who am I? Struggling with imposter syndrome, and I still find it hard to believe. I still go back to my dashboard, and I see these paid subscribers sitting there, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta do, I gotta do something. Okay? And I feel all this pressure on me to perform.
Right.
Okay, so I'm perplexed while I'm trying to figure everything out. And they trust me. Okay, so I was like, if they trust me, then I need to find a way to trust myself. Then I'm gonna figure
Right.
this out, right?
I
So
love
so
it. I do. I love that you're so honest about, you know, these feelings, about this feeling of imposter syndrome and not knowing. I think that is one of the things, though, that draws people to you. I said that it's authenticity. And we don't have to know it all. I wish that I could offer you counsel on the paid or not paid. That is not my forte. I use other coaches for that. But what I would love for us to be able to maybe dig into a little on our call here that I think would be hopefully of use to you and maybe some of the people who have joined us is to, before we get to that, to excavate a little under, to put a better foundation. That's the nature of my work. The nature of my work is to first build the foundation of us. Of us. Everything in our life is built around that. And, you shared a little bit about your journey. And that journey, can take you away from what is authentic to you. That journey can throw you far off the path of what is authentic to you. You might be so disconnected to what feels loving, what feels nurturing. We all build from what we have access to. So this is the truth. This is the truth. People love to say, "Oh, we all have the same start. We all have that." No, we don't. No, we don't. That's dishonest. Um, but what we can start with is what we have. And that takes a little bit of honesty. And we don't have to share that part with everyone, but we can share it when we feel called to share it. I try to share some of my journey, some of the stuff that I struggle with, because for me personally, it feels like part of my mission. Part of my mission feels like letting people see me vulnerable sometimes, because I feel like it's permission. It gives them permission. It gives them an invitation to also be afraid and try, not know and go forward. And I think that's something beautiful you just offered. Here you are. Look how many people have joined your call. And you stated you're not sure what the heck is happening, but they're still here. So that's a gift that you're already offering that I don't know that you see the beauty of. So what I would say before you, at least while you're with me, before you focus so much on what you're offering out there, to maybe give yourself a little grace and resources to dig into what you need in here. And that's the foundation you can then build on. And it will definitely influence your community as well. And not everybody will follow. Not everybody will stay with you. You cannot be for everybody. But
Of
once
course.
you start being more authentic to your needs and you start speaking from that place, that's what's going to resonate. And the people who are on that frequency, who need that, who want that, who feel that, they will come to you. And yes, some people will fall away.
Of
And they're
course.
just draining your energy. And also if you're trying to serve, yes, thank you, Anne. See, I can read that part. People love people who show up and are real. Truth. Truth. That's why we're all on this call with you, Margaret. So once you can, do that, some of what's feels so hard and draining and this fear around not having all the answers, some of that I believe will start to fall away because the people who are there with you, they're on the journey too. They're feeling what you're saying, they're picking it up. They're picking up what you're putting down. So I believe I believe that some of the work to be done at this point, and this is what you and I are working on privately, and so we don't have to share everything, but this idea of building a foundation based on you as the altar and not the sacrifice. What does that feel like? What brings you joy? What are you feeling called to do? Because if you start to build your house on that, it's all good from there. Some people will not be welcome in that home. We
Exactly.
we, we need to have boundaries. We need to
Yes.
have boundaries, right? And
Yes.
that's how I'm looking at this. How do you feel about that idea of maybe not focusing so deeply on, you know, how you think you might be disappointing people or not knowing what to charge, how do you feel about maybe pulling back a little of your energy from that and putting it into resourcing yourself and building a foundation that is authentic to you, that feels good to you, that nourishes you, and then offering once you're resourced?
coming from that place is much better because that we have to practice what we preach.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Ma'am.
We can't throw a rock and hide our hand.
Well, some people do, but
Yeah,
that is
well,
not you and I. No.
no, no. Yeah, we come from a place of abundance. Okay, that's where I have been. When I look at my journey from the beginning until now, I have accomplished so much.
Yes.
Okay, I was working in government contracting. I knew nothing about running a publication. Okay, nothing whatsoever. And to be where I am today, I am truly blessed. I am grateful. And that's because of this community have stood by me when I go and look. Yeah, I lost some people. We all lose people. That's
Yes.
part of life. That's part of trial and error. And from those losses, I've gained so much. Okay. And each of those losses, those connections, those people were meant to come across my path because each of us taught each other a lesson, whether we still talk or not. Learned a very valuable lesson. And
Yes.
and I'm grateful for that, good and bad. Okay?
100%.
So I just put so much pressure on myself because people are paying me. And I'm like, I feel, these expectations, okay? Because
Right.
everywhere you go, everybody has expectations. Your family have expectations of you. Your job has expectations of you. Everybody, your pets, everybody. And then when you get to yourself, you're exhausted. It's like, well, how can I fulfill my needs and my wants? I don't have the bandwidth or I just,
Yeah.
done. And then you realize you look out during the day and you look how much of yourself you've given away, you
Hmm.
know? And then you say, what do I have? So you have to start pulling back. You have to pull back. And
Yeah.
you have to save yourself by taking care of your mental, physical, emotional well being. At the end of the day, you are all you have. And I
True.
realized that I just give so much of myself that I have nothing left for myself. And I said that they had to end 2026. And I did that for myself because I deserve that.
Yes, you
We
do.
all do.
Yes. Yes, we all do. And listen, I think it is very difficult to be an empathetic, caring person. It's probably more difficult in recent days than it has been in the past without giving any of our energy in this moment to naming things. We all know. We all know, and I'm not going to pretend we don't. We all know, but it starts with us. And I said to you about, you know, really seeing yourself as more of an altar than the sacrifice. And with that comes a certain level of sacredness, a certain level of devotion, of seeing yourself as an extension, not only of the divine, which is everything, name it what you will, but is everything. But if you care about humanity and yourself as a resource, then it's your mission to care for yourself, right? You can't go out there sick and tired. You can't. You're deserving of care. And then you decide, like, what does that care look like? How do you best do that? How do you nurture yourself? And from that place, that's when you can develop a mission. And I keep bringing up mission because it came up for me maybe about a week ago. I had a live call, and before it, I was thinking about a mission statement. I don't know
Mm,
what triggered the memory, but a mission statement I had written in one of my first business coaching containers. I had was coming out of corporate part-time. I really wanted to I had already had my certifications for coaching, but I didn't just want to coach. I really wanted to bring a deeper spiritual aspect to it. I have been doing the work for myself, developing my own relationship, my own deep relationship with my devotion, my connection. And I wanted to integrate that into the work. And I was so insecure. I was so insecure because I really was afraid of being judged. People are going to think like, she's crazy if she starts to talk about spirituality and coaching. It was just such a terrible place. I look back and I have sympathy for that woman that I was. I have a lot of empathy for her, but just like you, I recognize that suffering helped me realize what I truly wanted. It gave me a level of information that I wouldn't have had without it. So that's right. So that gets integrated into everything you do going forward. But I found this mission statement manifesto that I had written when I first started my coaching business, and I would love to share it with you if
Sure.
I can here because it'll help me with my point. So this was it. I am deeply passionate about restoring the balance of power to women by elevating wise sages back to their place as leaders, doing the work of healing the world. And when I wrote it, the coach, the business woman who was leading it, she was like, well, it doesn't sound very purpose driven. And I fought for it. Like that was the assignment. I spent a lot of time trying to find something that I would stand on. I didn't need a slogan. A lot of it felt what was coming up for other people were slogans. And I didn't need a slogan. I needed something that I could live into, that I was proud to live into. I needed something it got like big in my head. I wanted to honor my ancestors. I have a granddaughter and 3 children. I wanted to honor my legacy, and it's a living document. I will change it as time goes on, but it still feels real to me, and I'm so proud of it. And I love that idea of having put time into really thoughtfully thinking what I wanted my foundation to be, then giving it words, and then speaking it into existence. I totally forgot about it. A few weeks later, I put it away. That notebook was missing for I don't know how long. But when I pulled it out and saw the words and I read them out loud, I felt it. I was doing it. I was doing the thing I had set out to do, and I still stand on that. So I that's where I would like to invite other people to consider creating some kind of personal mission statement. It's not just for billionaires. It's not just for corporations. It's for each of us. We step out into the world every day, interacting with other people, and unless we have a firm, strong foundation, we can be like the willow tree, bending in the wind and not breaking, but our roots have to be deep. Our roots have to be deep. And if you have a mission that is your mission, that's fortification for your roots. That's how you can stand in the world. And you can then be in a position to invite other people into that feeling of safety. That's how we create community. That's how
And
we,
trust.
yes,
Trust.
trust and connection and coalitions. That's how we help each other, protect each other. Um, but we have to be fortified. We have to be. So that's why I'm thinking, based on what you were sharing, yes, you absolutely need somebody that is better than me when it comes to my dog is dreaming. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
She's dreaming. Um yes, to get strategic business advice. And there are so many really brilliant people when it comes to that. And I'm happy to share some. I'm sure other people hearing your need would be happy to step up and offer you advice in that realm. But as far as you and I go, I really do believe that that's a great place to start, to create your foundation based on what you need in life. And once you're there with that and you're good with that and you can stand strong on that foundation, you can build a business. And listen, if you didn't have a statement when you started your community saying, sign up and I'm going to give you A, B, C, and D, and 3 times a week this and 4 times a week that, and you still had people subscribe, you're fine. You're fine. They are with you on the journey. They know you're working towards something and they're interested in what that is. They're on journeys too. So be kinder to yourself when it comes to, that expectation. That's my opinion. That's just my that's just my opinion.
If we don't have these conversations,
Mm,
then we hold all of these things inside and we isolate ourselves, and it can put us in a state of depression. So
uh-huh.
that's why it's important to talk about these things, like you were talking about. When you talk about it, it helps to release
Yes.
and let go. And then we know our lives are unfolding every day. And as I go out on my walks, out of the blue, ideas will come out of nowhere. And from there, we can birth creativity from
Mm,
this place, a place of when you have peace, when you
yeah.
have serenity. Okay. That's why I limit access. So I can think, I can feel, I can know, my inner knowing will kick in at this place. Okay. And I hadn't been in that place in a very long time. I'm just basically treading water. A lot of people just treading water until you figure out, okay, what the hell am I doing? Where am I going? I did that at work. And it's just so exhausting.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
And some people intentionally are creating that havoc. The same way there are light workers and there are people trying to elevate the collective good, there are people actively working. They take it on each morning. They decide they're going to go out there and create havoc and chaos, harm. We know they exist. We know they exist. So we have to first create safe spaces for ourselves, internal safe spaces, and then we can work from there outward, beautiful circles where we invite other people in. um, I think I saw someone on the call, Brenda Sendejo, who I'll be attending one of her circles later today. She creates beautiful spaces for people, women to come into and be witnessed. There are a lot of us out there doing the work of goodness, of goodness, of elevating, humanity, of creating safety. And it's important that we know each other exist, right? So that's what I think you do through your work, whether you see it as other people see it or not, whether they even recognize why they tune into you. That's what you're bringing. So we want to make sure you take care of yourself, fortify your house, and then your community can be even more intentional with what it offers.
Yes, I too want to have that community as well. Okay. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about is somebody asked me, well, why you let everybody post in your chat? And I'm like, I like, it's not my chat. It's community chat.
Hmm.
And if this is going to help uplift the community members, why not? It's not bothering or hurting me. Okay.
Right.
And that's the way I see that. And then I see when I create this community that I can just create a separate space for that function.
Yeah.
We can have both.
So that is part of your mission. That's, I think, so much of this, of what you're bringing, you really already know what you want to build your house on. You already know you're doing it. It's maybe not a cohesive message, but you already know when you're doing it. That's a beautiful offering to give people a place to be heard and seen. And then strategically, as you go forward and you work with someone that helps you work out those business details, maybe you will have a different format for it. But I'm believing that you will probably always offer that because that's your generous nature.
Well, I look at it this way. Nobody ever gave me a chance or gave a damn about how I felt or what I thought. So I'm gonna pay it forward and be the exact opposite.
I love it. I love it. You are a leader.
Thank
You
you so
are.
much. You are too. It has not been easy. And when you talk about this, you know, this evilness in the world, I felt it too. I've been stalked, I've been harassed, I've been poked and prodded every turn and betrayed. Yet I stand tall because this is who I am and this is what I am brought in the world to do, to be an example, to show people if I can overcome all of this crap, I've been through the fire. If I can come through this, you can too. Let's go.
That's right. That's right. You don't fight alone, though. You don't fight alone. You don't. There are many warriors. There are many warriors with you out there. People show up in different ways, sometimes based on their capacity in the moment, whatever that looks like. Right now, maybe this is you being upfront, taking the brunt of the hits. It doesn't mean you have to stay there. Other people are moving forward as well, and you'll be able to ease back and fortify yourself. I mean, that's what community is. That's what society should be. That is the how we should be functioning. And as more and more people become aware, we it's hard not to judge people that have not seen the suffering. But I really am trying to open my heart. Um, I feel called to open my heart to let more people come forward. Right now, all souls are needed. Right now, we're all needed up front. Um, so if somebody is coming forward now, yes, we can look at them. We can decide: is this real? Is this true? But it's time to link arms. It's time to link arms, and that's gonna, like I said, it's gonna look different in different communities. There are some people that absolutely shouldn't be together, um, but if we
Amen.
can, yeah, But if we can link arms, yeah, go ahead and try and come through. So I wanted to also share something. Someone had commented on one of my posts and asked for a little clarification about moving forward, with when you feel yourself evolving, growing, wanting to evolve. And my work is really focused on women in midlife and beyond who are going through different transitions, crossing thresholds. Um, and she was asking about how, what do you do when you want to evolve, when you want to change, and you feel like you won't be supported, right? Like people don't want to. They're just not supporting you in you evolving, you changing, you wanting something more. Well, you know what? Unfortunately, change is always going to bring some degree of discomfort, right? There's a great book called The Courage to be Disliked. And um, I did not read the entire book, but I picked it up when it first came out because I'm somebody that my whole life, I just wanted everybody to be comfortable. I wanted everybody to be happy. It was usually at my at the cost of me being unhappy. I was the neutralizer. I was Switzerland. I was the person that other people went and got when they couldn't get somebody to understand something. I was like the interpreter. Even as a kid, adults would come to me and share their problems and then get me to go to someone else. And I look back now and I realize how odd it was, but it has always been my role. And I picked up that book, and honestly, it was life changing. The thing of it is, everybody shouldn't like me. I mean, here I am, 62 years old, and I just figured this out like, a few months ago. Everybody shouldn't like me. If I'm living my life authentically and standing in my truth, I am a do no harm person. But I recognize that where I stand, some people can't stand it. They cannot stand that I'm happy, that I take delight in a sunny day, that I will befriend anyone that doesn't mean me harm. anyone. I am They can't stand it. It's threatening to their way of looking at the world. And I never understood that. I couldn't understand it, and I tried to make everybody happy. You can't. Oh my God,
No,
that
you
drains you.
cannot. I'm with you, sister. You cannot. Let it go. Let it
Mm,
go. I had to let it go. Okay. Because I was so miserable.
yes.
Okay. Let it go.
Ugh.
And then you find happiness, you find peace, you find serenity when you let that shit go.
And you find your
Okay.
people. You've all those
Yes.
other, naysayers, energy vampires, they drop off and you find your people. And maybe it looks different than the life you envisioned for yourself. Maybe it's a, smaller, curated group of people. But these are people who want good for you. These are
And I'm
people
with you.
that,
They
right?
support you. They
Yes.
respect you.
Yes. And a level of reciprocity. Like, that's a relationship. That's a
Exactly.
relationship. That's
And
not,
that's
you just giving everything.
exactly. And that's the only type of people that I want to be around, period.
Mm.
And if you're not that type of a person, then you need to go somewhere else. You're right. We're not for everybody, and vice versa. And we need to recognize that and act accordingly.
Mhm. Truth. Truth. I know, I will say, I know that it is easier said than done. And it's easier with people that are not in your very close circle. It is harder with family members or close friends. If you feel called to evolve in some way, whether it's deepening in your spiritual practice, whether it's changing a job, whether it is separating from a relationship that isn't good for you, there will be people who are close to you who have trouble supporting it because it feels threatening to them. They feel like if you change, then they'll have to change, or if you change, that they'll suffer in some way.
The thing
That
of
is,
it is,
yeah.
you're right. But the thing of it is, our body tells us when people are disloyal, when they're jealous, when they're envious. We just don't pay attention to those signs. You're like, oh no, they would never do that. Why not? Why
Yeah.
wouldn't they?
Well,
Okay.
we think that because we would never do it. That's the that's
That's
the
us.
problem.
That's
We
us.
think that because we would never do it, someone else would never do it. But you're right. There are people, and once you recognize that, then the choice though is yours. In that same
Exactly.
book, the courage, I think it's The Courage to be Disliked. That's the title. Um, the philosopher in the book likens making the choice, being courageous enough to be disliked, to a rock on a hill. The rock will always roll downhill if we don't interfere. Courage means you're the rock, but you intentionally roll yourself up the hill to the top of the mountain. That's the courage. You can just go with, go with being liked, be unhappy, and your whole life you're just constantly rolling downhill. You just you never get to that place of true enlightenment or self-love, self-acceptance, ascension in your life. If you just keep rolling down the hill, you have to be courageous if you intend to be authentic and work your way to where you're feeling called to be.
You're absolutely right. We can see that in the world today that people are glorifying our downfall.
Hmm.
Okay. And so my father was like, I was prepared from birth. So that just gives me the fuel that I need. Okay. The more you push me to fail, the more I'm going to show you I am not. So keep coming if you want.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. We can also look at it as if conformity is a form of allegiance to something. So all of, to not conform to something that doesn't feel true to you. That's the I For me, that's been how I've continued to evolve in my life. I'm 37 years happily married, not every moment was happily, but happily married 37 years to the same man. And it is because even though we have both changed, we have respected that we won't always agree with what the other person is doing, but
And that's
respected
okay.
and love them enough to go along, to support them in ways that we could. And for me, that's given me so much hope for society. It really has. We we don't have to agree with everything everyone does. We should expect people to not conform when something goes against what they stand for. I believe in empathy. I believe in kindness. I believe in education. I believe in healthcare. A lot of things I believe in would make it impossible for me to align myself with anyone or any group that does not believe in basic human dignity, basic human rights. So there's
Amen.
not even there's no hard question there. There's no hard question. So I think when we lead again from a strong foundation for ourselves, that's not tied to a group, but ourselves, we don't suffer fools as we go forward. They just, you know.
First of all, I'm not going to join a group that's not in alignment with my values.
And if they begin
Period.
to change, that means you have to decide to change course.
I will change course. So I'm not going to join that group. Period. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So, but that's the same. I just want to say because I want to keep it to um, to your work as you go forward and you're building your community. You can start to weave in some of the things that are meaningful to you, even if you are forming a community for business. If the focus of this community is going to be business focused, how do you weave more of what is meaningful and authentic to you into that? You know, that's, I think, where you should consider starting to build out. And also, you've got such a great community. How about some polls? You can ask people, give them 3 topics for the month of, March. This is what I'm considering, but only pick things that are meaningful to you. At this point in your life, you need to be feeding your soul. You've done the work, the government work. You've served from a place of, I'm going to do the best job I can do, but it was always somebody else telling you what the mission was. You get to pick this mission. This is you
th-
now.
this all goes back to identity.
Mm,
Okay. And it takes time. Okay. Coming from that place from September until now, it's life unfolds. And while life is unfolding, you're still dealing with all the other things that are put on top,
yes,
so you have to sometimes you have to take baby steps because it's easy to get overwhelmed when you think about a publication in itself. It's overwhelming, so you have to break when you get overwhelmed. You have to break it down to smaller chunks.
agreed.
Okay, so that's
Agreed.
yeah.
Well,
Some
maybe,
people get there faster. Some people get there slower.
yes.
So we
Yeah, and
can't
some
worry
people
about.
have other resources. Some people have much more time. They have support. They, y- we're each working from where we are and what we have. But maybe a suggestion, if I could make to you and the community for anyone that's maybe trying to um, find their foundation or refine their foundation. Um, you can start just by making a small list of things that are meaningful to you now. Time passes so fast. We get busy. Life is moving. We lose track of time. What's meaningful to you now? You can always revisit and just start to maybe make small notes to yourself. What matters to you now? What would you like to see happen in the next 6 months, in the next year? Start to create a little bit of a list. And then that can be the That can be the well that you go to when you start to create your own personal mission to live into, not just for the moment, but to live into, kind of a guide. You're going to meet a lot of people on this journey that are lost. They feel lost in life. And you can be a guide, you can be a source of direction for them. You are a natural leader. People are coming to your community already. How you live and what you believe in um, is beautiful. It's good for humanity. It's good for the collective. That's something you can share through your work. It's not aligned with a religion, any one specific religion. This is about humanity. This is about the collective good and your personal relationship with the beloved, with the universe, with creation, with whatever you would like to refer to it as.
And as I look at this melting pot that we have called community, that's what we have in common. I'm
Mhm.
looking at that. I didn't ask for the melting pot. Maybe I did. Because what we put out into the world, we don't realize the things that we think we're putting out into the world. Okay. And I always say I was the bridge, and I have become the bridge to this melting pot. And I keep asking myself, well, what do we have in common? What do we have in common? And that's what we have in common, the collective, you
Mhm.
know, peace. We was talking about all of these things. And so I'm like, okay, so from this place, what can I do with that? So every question we ask ourselves, it unfolds another layer of things to consider. That's the good thing about life. Because after all, what's the alternative? And I'm not ready for
Mhm.
that.
Truth.
Okay.
Truth.
That in itself gives me inspiration. Okay.
I love it. I love it. That's to get up inspired every day, that's a gift.
Yeah.
That's a gift.
Yeah.
I think we are at time. And I see somebody made a comment that the woman on the top of the screen is an entertainer.
Oh, Kyra? Oh yeah. Kyra is a star.
An entertainer? I don't know what you mean by that, but we won't worry about it.
We can look at it in a various ways because people say the same thing about me. So I just look at it in a positive frame of mind,
I'll
and
take
that
that, Margaret. I'll
and
take
that
that.
okay, and
Mm.
keep it moving. Okay, because
See, that's me getting back to that, the courage to be disliked. Um, I'm still working on it. But
me too. Me
yes,
too.
it was so
Thank
good for this conversation. We're gonna have to have another. We're gonna have to have another. Dig in deep.
Absolutely. Kyra, I love you. Thank you so much. And enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be
Thank
in touch.
yes, everyone who joined us, thank you so much, and be well.
Thank you. All right. Bye.